Be great.
They were great.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah. Go through an actual tunnel here. And there's also a tunnel in real life. That's nice. And then we get into Riker Yard in Punxsutawney. And it's probably a good opportunity to say, see this? This is the Tom Misserall Memorial Clothes Hanger, which has been signed a couple of times. If it's signed in black, it just means they smashed into it and we're still conscious. Now if you see any red, blood. We also have the same feature on the lift-up bridge in through the doorway. Okay, along the bottom here is going to be another wonderful trestle bridge in Shakora on the branch. Yeah. And that curls around and goes through a tunnel that doesn't really exist on the real thing, and then enters Karnes City. Karnes City in the bottom, you'll see there's some paper on the railroad itself. That is industry-specific switch lists. So you have a train switch list that gets you out of the yard and tells you where you need to drop cars in this city. But you have also an industry-specific one that deals with interplant switching. So the BT3 Petroleum Switcher, that's probably the most complicated job. On a plus side, once you get out of the yard, nobody's going to bother you. The branch is yours from here to the doorway. Okay, we're leaving Punxsutawney and Karnes City. Karnes City on the branch ends about here. We're in Du Bois here, which doesn't have a lot of switching in Du Bois itself, but right outside here is the rest car facility, which someday is going to have about 300 cars on these tracks waiting to be repaired. I think just 2 get switched in today, though. Down on the bottom, we begin. That was Karnes City. This is Petrolia starts here and goes to the end of the line. This is the Whitco facility here, and you will see Whitco last to here, and there's a map here. This is from the railroad's paperwork. That'll help you there. We're up in Falls Creek, which on some of your maps might be shown as Brockway, but Brockway was boring. Falls Creek is exciting because you have a little switchback thing and a new tie plant. I can pile up all these thousands of expensive cast ties. Also, track work, I think is noted in your superintendent's bulletin. Track work not very good here. It's sinking into the mud. Move forward about 10 feet. On the top, you got Johnsonburg, which is going to be a wonderful town someday. Right now,
things are a little flat.
It's foam. It's foam, but this is probably the most complex switching situation. That's because of the facing point switches down there that cross over the main line and restricted tail track length. So you have to plan ahead to get the cars in and out of the bridge track, this long track where they're putting the paper in the boxcars. That's what this is. This whole area from here down to the corner is Pentec papers. Down at the bottom, we're entering the InSpec facility. They are the world's largest producer of resorcinol, which is a glue used in making tires primarily. That's what all these cars are for, is to produce the resorcinol and carry it out. And I believe the glue, the resorcinol, they actually ship less of it by rail than the 2 byproducts. Sodium something and sodium something else. Very close together. But apparently it's used in other manufacturing processes, so that's what most of these cars down here ship out.
That's a little nasty.
Yeah. Up above here we have Bradford and Kendall Oil, a big oil refinery. And the part that we have modeled is the stock tracks. So what we have here is crude oil comes north, gets set on the stock tracks, emptied, and the empties go south. It's the biggest customer on the railroad. And down below we have the end of InSpec and 28 car runaround track, which basically from the door here the whole way to the beginning of the beginning of Farm City, all that industry trackage is represented pretty much accurately. Okay, so then we get into East Salamanca, last town in New York. Beautiful depot is here. We cross over, hopefully without incident, cross over the doorway to Ashford Junction, site of a future beautiful concrete interlocking tower similar to the New Haven Towers. Going straight up towards Erin is the Rochester and Southern Main Line. The East Salamanca switcher works from there the whole way down to Punxsutawney. So that's your fourth job? I think I've talked about them all. Works the quarry there. If you go through the wall where those little trees are, you're heading towards Buffalo on the Buffalo and Pittsburgh main line. And that brings us in here. In scenic areas, however, this also lacks about 1,000 trees here along the main line. And Buffalo, this is the Buffalo map, which is out of the track diagram, except that there's another 6 or 7 yard tracks between here and there. Otherwise, all of this is schematically the same as the real railroad. Okay, questions so far?
Now this track here in the back,
Yeah, it's
is that part of Buffalo or is that just a staging track?
it is a staging track. It's the Rochester and Southern Main Line, and that's why at the very top of your superintendent's building it says the HBO track is out of service. It really is okay. It's just really the Rochester and Southern's staging. And then down below Buffalo on that hidden shelf, that's the B&LE staging yard, which we won't be operating in. In fact, we never operate in it. I built it thinking I would need like about 150 cars to simulate about 5 days worth of interchange. And then I realized, you know, if we operate once a month, the guys are not going to remember what they shoved in there, 30 days ago. So really, I only need about 40 cars. And I don't really need all that storage, so that's probably kind of wasted time and effort. Okay, so we're going to operate today based on seniority, and you have seniority because I saw you first. So let me run through the jobs again. We have conductor and engineer for 4 jobs. One is run one. Run one works in Buffalo here, makes up the train that goes south, and then runs the train south all the way down to Butler. Second job is the East Salamanca switcher. It starts out here in East Salamanca, runs the whole way down to Punxsutawney, where the little, you probably saw the little groundhog down there, and back up again and into Machias to switch that quarry. So that's the middle of the railroad, basically. Third job is the Butler switcher. Butler switcher breaks down this big 80-car train, makes another train, the northbound train, switches the local industries, switches bids. A lot of work, but not a whole lot of stress, because you don't have trains parading by your yard causing you problems, basically. You got one incoming southbound train that you have to get ready for, and that's it, unless we change things. Fourth job is the Petrolia switcher that starts out, basically you pick up your engines in Butler, pick up your train in the East Yard, take it down the branch, and then you're on your own. And back in the CSX days, they often outlawed on that 23-mile branch. I don't know what will happen today because you guys are new and the branch is new. We've only run it about twice. So, jobs then. Run one in Buffalo. East Salamanca switcher in the middle of the railroad. Butler switcher in Butler here. And the Petrolia switcher.